Baseball fans know heartbreak, but Cubs fans, we lived it. 108 years of it. It's 2003, one fly ball away from the World Series. And then, that moment. Steve Bartman, chaos, collapse. The curse of the Billy Goat lives on. But what if we could go back, rewrite history? I'm the gaming math teacher, and today we're kicking off a brand new challenge in Out of the Park Baseball 26. We're taking over the Chicago Cubs starting in 2004, right after the Bartman incident, and we're doing everything we can to break the curse faster than real life. Using baseball strategy, stats, sabermetrics, and just a little bit of math, we'll rebuild the Cubs into a championship powerhouse. Can we do it before 2016? Before Theo? Before Bryant, Rizzo, and the rain delay in Game 7? Join me as we take on the curse of the Billy Goat. This is redemption. This is the challenge, and this is the gaming math teacher. And we are starting today on opening day of the 2004 season. We're going to start kind of by going through the team, some of my expectations here, who I'm going to look to trade, who I'm looking to keep, who's untouchable, and just getting a pre-season introduction here, see if we can kind of shape the team into what's going to be ready. All right, so to start, pitching-wise, 5 starters, key ones being Mark Prior, Kerry Wood. Again, everyone knows Mark Prior. Unfortunately, had a sad end to his career, but when he was healthy, he was one of the best pitchers early on in baseball. At this point, 23 years old, still on a very cheap salary, with 4 elite pitches. So again, Mark Prior staying along for a long time, absolutely going to stay, and hopefully, again, with this being injury prone as normal, hopefully he stays healthy for an entire career. We can see what he could have ended up as. And along that was his running mate. Kerry Wood came up a couple of years before. Again, elite stuff, elite strikeout guy, really known for having that 20 strikeout game early in his career. We can kind of see just previous seasons throwing an elite ERA plus, 4 elite pitches, 2 good pitches. Again, that curveball 102 out of 102, again above that ratings cap. Another one getting paid. Look at his contract. He is in a contract year, but we have arbitration. Again, not too much increase. So again, Kerry Wood should be on the team for a long time. Other than that, your other 3 starters, Carlos Zambrano, another very fun pitcher for the Cubs and Cubs fans in this era. Not always the greatest pitcher, had a really good sinker, good breaking pitches. Could hit, kind of known for being a good hitter for a pitcher, on a very cheap contract at 22. Good potential. Again, a guy I'd like to keep around. We'll see. But I'd like to keep Big Z around for, again, the at least early part of this rebuild. And then the last 2, again, this being Greg Max's first year in Chicago, or first year back in Chicago. Again, 37 years old, getting paid $13 million. Good control, extreme ground ball. Started to fall off at this point of his career. Making this much money a couple of years, we'll see. I'd like to keep him on as 5th starter, but entirely possible that he ends up being a salary shed because, again, he just doesn't have that well-rated pitches. And the last one, somebody I guarantee I'm going to move here. I'm going to try to move him for a left-handed pitcher with some prospects. Has 1 year left for arbitration. That's Matt Clement. And a good pitcher. Throws hard. Again, low 90s for this. Again, at this time was pretty considerably a good throwing. Had a nasty changeup. Other than that, a couple other good pitches, but just somebody who doesn't really fit with that salary, with that age. As a 4th starter, I think we can do better. Bullpen-wise, where I really want to overtake this. As you can see, a bunch of older guys, starting with Joe Borowski. And just a good changeup, nothing else. Extreme fly ball, which is something I'm not a fan of in a reliever. Unless you have elite either stuff or movement, just to avoid giving up the long ball. Again, playing in Chicago does help that, but just guy I'm looking to either move. $1.8 million, could stick around as a middle of the rotation guy. Not ideal. Kyle Farnsworth, Haymaker Farnsworth. Love to keep this guy around. Again, throws elite stuff. Has 4 elite pitches, 2 other great pitches. But I've noticed in Sims, he doesn't always do the greatest, but he is 27, 2.6. We'll see if we can keep him on as a good middle relief guy. 23 stamina, can throw some innings. Kent Merker, somebody lefty in this rotation. older, cheap, doesn't do a whole lot of things great, doesn't throw very fast. Coming off a pretty good 18-game stretch with Atlanta, could stick around to lefty. I would prefer to go with somebody younger, even though he's extremely cheap. We'll see. Mike Rominger, somebody who 38 years old, 490,000. Good stuff, good changeup. Not sure if I'm going to if I want to keep him. He's going to be a free agent, making about $500,000. Again, another lefty. Could be the lefty we keep. Depends. It'll be kind of between those two. One of them will go up. One of them will stay. Then Glendon Rush is the third lefty here. He's got a good changeup. He's good at holding runners. He's kind of a long reliever. Great personality. Decent hitting stats. Could stick around as a long relief emergency starter option with that 65 stamina. Could slide down to AAA and kind of be a quadruple A guy. Float back and forth. We'll see. Again, another one not getting paid very much, is a free agent at the end of the year. And lastly, the closer, probably the best pitcher in the bullpen, LaTroy Hawkins. Unfortunately, at 31, $6.6 million. I don't value closers very well in this game. I think you can find one cheaper. I think you can kind of bargain bin throughout the offseason. He's a good pitcher, but I think he also makes good trade bait. One guy I'm looking to partner with a prospect to see if we can upgrade somewhere else. Because we get to the lineup, that's where this team has a lot of big holes and big stars. There's a bullpen. Again, starters, Clement looking to be moved for a lefty. Again, we have 5 righty starters right now. So looking to move Clement for a lefty. Bullpen trying to rework here. Have some guys in the minors might bring up. Otherwise might make some trades. We'll see that a little later in the video. Lineup-wise, catcher is just a mess on this team. Paul Bako, left-handed batting catcher, is nice, getting paid a little over $1 million, but doesn't hit the ball all that well. Not a good fielder, not a good personality. He is not going to be on this team here once we start making trades. I don't like him as a backup. He's either going to AAA or getting traded. I haven't decided yet, but he's not going to be on the Major League team. Slow ground ball hitter. Then you have Trinidad Hubbard. Trent Hubbard's what he goes, but or used to go by. Not entirely sure on that, but for some reason has him as a catcher. He's played catcher for one game his entire career. More common outfield with infield utility, but he actually has decent defensive ratings at catcher. Another guy, 39 years old, making over $500,000. Probably won't be on this team. Probably won't be able to be traded, but would be sent down to AAA or outright released. We'll see. First base is absolutely untouchable. One of my favorite players of the time, Derek Lee. 28-year-old, making a lot of money, but absolutely worth it. One of our best players, a decent defensive first baseman, elite gap power. For those that don't know, in real life, around this time, this is his first year of the Cubs, but really became a double machine. In real life, I believe it was the 2005 season, led the league in doubles with 50. Also had 46 home runs, 96 or 99 extra base hits. Again, just unbelievably good hitter. Going to be the cleanup guy for a long time. 28-year-old on a, in my opinion, really good contract for what he is. Kind of increase the contract, but up to age 32, under $20 million, something you're always going to take for a star. Derek Lee's going to be the star of this team. Second base, again, is a kind of logjam of average players. Mark Grunzelanek, I can't speak today. Good contact guy, good defense. Getting paid a little more than I'd like to for a little older than I'd like to. Could be on the trade block. Something I'm looking to move if I can. Has a good salary number to get flipped for a better player. But if he stays, he's a average to slightly above average second baseman. Damian Jackson's one I'd like to keep on this team. I like his defense at second. I love his speed. I think he could be a utility runner. $2 million's great for that role. 30 years old. It's a little old, but again, on and expiring. I do not, not arbitration eligible, but could be a good locker room guy, could be a good utility player. Next, Todd Walker, one guy that's absolutely not being on this team. $6.4 million, 30 years old, hits the ball well, does not play defense. Good personality, but just somebody who doesn't really fit. I think we have better second base options. I think Grunzelanek is a better second baseman in terms of just his utility of his defense and some offense. Doesn't have the power compared to Todd Walker, who has a little more gap power, a little better hitting, not as good defense, a little slower. So between those two, one of them will stay, one will go. Just that 6.4 for him and 6.8 for Grunzlanek. Just not realistic to keep them both. So one of them is going to be moved. We'll see kind of what teams offer for who gets to stay, who gets to go. Third base, probably our other major superstar in the infield that's relatively young. 25-year-old Aramis Ramirez in his second year with the Cubs, came about halfway through the year last year from Pittsburgh, the weird interdivision trade. Has power, can hit well, is a decent defensive third baseman. Just really became a staple of that Cubs offense for a long time here in the mid-2000s. I believe he spent, from 2003 to 2011, just a consistently good player. Then went to Milwaukee in his career and was good there. Really dominated the NL Central outside of the Cardinals. Then moving to shortstop. Again, another position that's just in a weird spot. You have Alex Gonzalez, who's a very good defensive shortstop. Has a little bit of gap power to hit some doubles. Good character. Probably going to be the shortstop to start the year. Again, that defense is going to be huge. But again, just a missing bat on a cheap contract. 30 years old. Not perfect. It will do. Other side, there, Ramon Martinez. Paid more. Decent second baseman in the glove. Decent shortstop. Doesn't have the range you'd like to see as shortstop. I like seeing 70 or more. I like seeing the blue. But passable. But at 3.4, a year older. Doesn't hit as well. He won't be on the team. He's another one that's looking to be traded. Get off some of that salary. Maybe partner up some of the prospects that I don't value on this team to see if we can upgrade other positions. Look in the outfield. One guy, Moises Alou. Love him. Again, notorious for the Bartman incident we talked about. On that note, not blaming Steve Bartman. Just gets a lot more blame than he deserves. He was a component of that, but again, the ball was in foul territory. He did anyone fan does. It comes down to the errors that happen after, the mispitching, the can't drive and runs to finish it. But when it comes down to Moises Alou, 37 years old, getting paid $16 million, still hits the ball well, is not a good defensive player anymore. A guy that ideally we could sell high on with still good overall potential. See if we can flip for a younger, either bat or arm. Fits our timeline a little better with what I'm envisioning. Two fun center fielders. Corey Patterson being the starter, the younger guy, 24 years old, little over $4 million salary, $4.5 million salary. Plays a good defense, good character, fast, can hit a little bit. Something that really needs to develop, and in the offseason we'll work on developing, is his contact. If he can start putting the ball more in play, this is going to jump up because the defense is already there. Coming off a really good 2003 season as he got called up, hitting almost 300, just under 2.5 WAR. Corey Patterson most likely to be the opening day center fielder. Again, another weird bats left, throws right, helps mix up the lineup a little bit. Next we have Tom Goodwin, an awesome backup, again lefty batting, 35 years old on a cheap contract. Plays good defense in left and center. Good range, good error. Not the greatest arm, that's why he's a left fielder mostly. But he's got great speed. He's great on the base paths. Can hit the ball for contact. Absolutely going to be our fourth outfielder, maybe fifth outfielder. Going to be on the team as a runner. And then the two right fielders. Sammy Sosa, again, everyone's favorite Cubs player, or most people's favorite Cubs player, has the incredible power. Everyone knows what he can do. 35 years old in real life. Of course, the Cubs kind of moved on from him, went to Baltimore for a year, which you can see in this picture, and his career in Texas. Not a lot of people remember that. Again, just kind of some subpar seasons in his career. Really fell off a cliff. My goal is to keep Sammy through the rest of his career these last couple of years, see what happens. See if at this point, I don't know where he's at this point, home run-wise, 539. See if we can get to 600 home runs for him. Keep him batting cleanup. Keep him an everyday player. At this point, I'm not realistically expecting to win the World Series year 1 or 2. Kind of going to look to blow up this team a little bit. And then down the line, see if we can be a little more aggressive, have some young guys develop, and push for a World Series. Right before that 2016 team, my goal is about 2010, 2011 would be where I'm expecting to get to the World Series. Last batter, Todd Hollandsworth. Again, just a bunch of good defense, can hit doubles, decent speed, kind of a utility. Probably the fourth outfielder. Doesn't run as well, but has outfield versatility. Can hit a little bit. 5.7 is a little rich for my blood for him, but with an extra year of control. I don't believe that contract jumps too much. Yeah, it stays the same. Promise him a starting lineup. He probably is not going to start. He might become the left fielder. We'll see. And again, he's going to get a little more money because he's going to get the plate appearances if he stays healthy. But at that point, again, that's the major league organization. Looking at the minors, some of the key minor league players that I want to point out that some will get stay, some will trade. First one, Carlos Marmol, one of my favorite players as a kid. Somebody that threw an unbelievable slider. Again, hopefully that gets developed like it should here. Kind of keep working this. Unfortunately, does have the fly ball. We can live with it in Chicago. Has some catcher, left field, and right field. He's not going to play any of those. He's going to be an outright pitcher. He's not two-way yet. Love to see this guy develop. I think he become the closer of the future. For those who know Carlos Marmol, for our first couple years there. Again, 2007, 1.43 ERA. And then you can just see consistently down. It kind of fell off in 2011 and then got flipped towards the end of his career. But just somebody who was kind of a heart attack pitcher, but had an amazing slider. When his stuff was going, he was unhittable. I want to see what he can turn into in this simulation. I think he's going to be great right now. 21-year-old at A-ball. Probably going to jump to Double-A by the end of the season. Maybe Triple-A if he gets a good streak going. Sean Marshall is absolutely one I'm looking to trade. I just don't see it with him. Again, he's got good potential. Great curveball. I think he's a great trade piece to be able to acquire a star as a prospect. I don't see him as a everyday pitcher like he would need to be to value him as much. Again, big kid, 21-year-old though, sitting in Double-A, coming off a good season on A-ball. Again, one game, you have 5 hits in 7 innings, didn't give up a run. In rookie ball, getting good ERA, was again the run support. Good WAR, good ERA. I'm interested to see. He might stick around. He might be traded. I like him as a trade piece. I just don't think he would fit with what we're going to go with in bullpen, but we'll see if anyone will give us a fair offer for him. Ricky Nolasco, again, kind of made his name in Florida. Was traded for Juan Pierre in real life with the Cubs. Sitting in AAA right now. A righty, kind of throws low 90s. Has good control, not great. Not a lot of great pitches. Again, fastball sliders got good potential. Other than that, not much. Another one, absolutely trade potential. That 60 potential at 21 years old should be able to fetch us something more MLB ready. On a guy I don't see a lot of upside in. Giovanni Soto, another young Cubs favorite players. One of the better hitting catchers in the league for a while. Would love to have him develop and see if we can develop a little more defense in real life. Consistently keep that power going. Gio looks to be my catcher of the future there. And potentially pretty soon because he's going to sit in AAA at 21 years old. Skip Double-A, might have to bounce down. Didn't do the greatest in Single A. We'll see how the year starts in AAA. Might have to move him down a little bit. Jerry Blevins, again, big, long, lanky lefty. A guy, great curveball potential, good cutter, decent fastball. I don't like the extreme fly ball on a reliever, especially if he doesn't have that strikeout. But we'll see. Again, gives up a lot of homers. If he can develop that, great. I see him as a trade piece, just like the Cubs did in real life, traded him away. Robinson Trinos, another one. Catcher, good potential, played a good career in the MLB. Actually is a better second baseman right now. I like seeing him as a catcher. I think catchers have more trade value in my eyes. Absolutely trade piece. He doesn't fit in the team. I don't think he's developed all the well. He doesn't have great hitting attributes. If we look at him as a second baseman, change his position here. Again, has good range, good air, all that. He could be a good defensive second baseman. I don't think the bat gets there. I don't love the idea of trying to make him a second baseman. Chirinos most likely is going to be a trade piece. Sean Gallagher, another one, 18 years old, elite or potentially elite stuff. Already has good curveball. Other pitchers are working on developing. Going to be, in my opinion, more of a reliever. Has a stamina and hold runners, but just doesn't have that complete game, especially with a 3 control. I just don't see him as a starter. Probably a trade piece. Haven't decided on him yet. Michael Wirtz, such an interesting player. Probably going to be somebody who comes up majors this year. Has elite stuff. Already has 2 elite pitches and a couple good ones with the changeup potentially becoming elite as well. Throws about 100, 98 to 100. Going to be a power pitcher. Does fit into our rotation or our bullpen. I like him as a righty to replace one of the older guys we're going to move on from. Will be cheap. Will be controlled. Could be an interesting bullpen piece. Didn't really work out in real life, but again, this game sometimes has some weird things happen. A last major prospect I talked about again, we can see Case McGee, Rich Hill, a couple of these guys. Randy Wells had Felix PA. All these guys ended up being major league players at one point. Ronnie Cedeno, somewhere down here we have Ryan Theriot. But Ryan Dempster, somebody I really like. Think he fits in as a reliever, which what he was for a good part of his career. You just kind of see his real life stats. Look at the majors. Was a starter early on, then turned to a reliever, worked back to a starter, kind of was working his way around. So we'll see which one we decide to go with there. I do like Ryan Dempster. Has a good changeup, kind of developed what he is, 45 out of 50. We'll see if he can turn into anything special. If not, just a depth bullpen guy is always good. He's getting paid already in arbitration, so probably ends up being in the majors here before the end of the year. And then lastly, Rich Hill, still in the league today. Big looping lefty, has a great curveball. We'll see if we can turn anything out of that. I'd like to keep him around for a little bit. If nothing works out, we can always flip him later on. He's still decently young. If he can't develop that control, he's an easy trade piece. With that being said, first major trade I'm looking at right now is Moises Alou. And I'm going to do this a little bit realistically. I'm trying not to kind of game the system. I've bumped up the trade difficulty a little bit. So I'm going to just do shot player. I could initiate trade and trying to work things around. I just think kind of more realistic shot player, as GMs do, call out, see, hey, looking to shop Moises Alou, any interest in it. And with this is where I'm going to actually include Ricky Nolasco, a guy I absolutely have no plans for. Seeing if these two guys can get me something interesting as we shop it out. We have Omar Pascal, Brian Jordan, Sean Casey, Jeff Jenkins. Sean Casey's interesting as a first base we don't need. And there's no DH yet. Paying a little too much. Omar Pascal would fit our defensive need at shortstop. Not really a good character to bring in. Brian Jordan, same thing. Great defensive outfielder. Had a couple really surprising years. Just not somebody I really need. So at this point, Ricky Nolasco doesn't really get it done. We'll try throwing in Trinos. As we wait for offers. Again, this is just Omar Pascal, so we got worse. So again, Nolasco's going back in. Let's retain some of this money, at least to see if we can improve some offers. And he's coming off the books anyways. I'm trying to save some money. Can get a young Cliff Lee. Again, has the control. Doesn't really have a whole lot else going for him. In real life, we know Cliff Lee becomes one of the best lefties in baseball. At this point, I just don't see him being that. Through this development, Rafael Betancourt's an interesting reliever. Benito Santiago is a great catcher. Francisco Cordero would be a nice piece to our bullpen. Has the elite pitches. Has elite stuff and movement. Doesn't give up home runs. That's an interesting look. We'll look at that a little deeper here in a little bit. Brad Fulmer, Michael Young. Again, the great second baseman, shortstop. Hits the ball really well. Drove a lot of doubles for a while. Could be interesting. Getting paid pretty cheap. We'll see if we can get Cordero and Young in some way. Down here, Griffey Jr. would be fun. Love the player. Favorite player of all time. Just doesn't necessarily fit with what we're looking for. Paul LaDuca, such a weird player. Was a great avoiding contact. Got hits. Played good defense. Had one really insane year in 2001. 141 OPS plus. 28 doubles. 25 homers. Hitting 320. Just not realistic to see that coming back, especially for $8 million. I'm not going to touch that contract. Scott Podsednik, Bill Hall. Bill Hall's a very interesting player. He has the power. Kind of a average fielder, slightly above average left fielder. Good speed, 5'2" guy. Young, cheap. Don't love it, though. I don't think he develops as well as I want him to. Plus, I don't like trading division, especially the Brewers. Living Hernandez. But yeah, looking at this, I think the best one is going to be Cordero and see if we can swing Michael Young as well. So we're actually pretty close on this. Let's see if we can bump up the retain a little bit. We make this work. What do they want? Casey McGee, which I'm okay with flipping. Wirtz I'd like to keep around. Soto's keeping around. Casey McGee has the bat. Plays a little catcher. I don't think he's going to be a catcher. So I don't think so. Let's look at his ratings. Catcher block. Actually, not bad catcher ratings. But Casey McGee kind of blocked by Derek Lee. Doesn't really have a clear path in. I think I'm okay with throwing Casey McGee in. If I do that, maybe I can back some of this retain down, which I can. We're going to be able to get it all off. I'd be over budget. We got to retain 800,000, which is great. Our money just about gets in the green again. We get Francisco Cordero, which is an elite closer. Has an extra year of control, where it does jump up pay, 9.5. Which again, if I need to, I can flip him. But for a year, it's a great bullpen arm. Michael Young solves our issue, really at any position. Doesn't have the range, probably ends up being our second baseman. Doesn't have the range to play shortstop, but plays a good second. Very cheap, hits the ball well. And I think this is the call. And again, losing two prospects I don't value at all. Casey McGee, too far away. Ricky Nolasco, don't have any upside in them. Moises Alou gets off that contract. All right, another contract you want to get off of. Oh, we talked about flipping the pitcher, Matt Clement. And this is where I might put in the Chirinos as a catcher. I don't know if it's going to let me do this, but let's set his position to catcher. I think he's got more value. And we'll see what we can get for these two. Again, Clement being a little cheaper might be able to flip her. Okay, so we got some good contract offers here. Good pitchers. Octavio Detel, if you want to keep building that bullpen. Bill Hall. Scott Besednik. Brady Clark was an interesting player. Former top pick, if I remember right. Good high pick. Charles Johnson was a really good catcher for a long time. Hits the ball really well, especially in Colorado. Was a great fit there. I don't think he ever played all that great there, but again, good defense. Played for the Cubs, I think, for a little bit, if I remember right. He did not. I must be mistaken for somebody else. That's an option. Again, we do need a catcher, but I think there'll be other guys that can flip for catchers. Aaron Harang's interesting. Big strikeout guy. A bunch of good pitches. Good control. We'll see. Fred McGriff, again, just 40 years old. First baseman, don't need. Cliff Lee's interesting because I think he could sit right in the majors right now as a lefty. Keep that young. Burley is a crosstown trade. Huge control, inning eater. Doesn't really fit with what we need. Is that lefty, but he's getting paid a little more. I think we can go Cliff Lee and see if we can steal another MLB player or bench prospect. What do we need? We need... Let's start with Cliff Lee. I do like seeing that. And let's see what they have for guys that can trade. Oh, I could go for Elmer Vizquel. Fits the shortstop need. Doesn't have the range he used to. He's not a great player. Jason Beret would be interesting. Flyers a pitcher. What do we need? We said we needed a second baseman. We needed a catcher. I doubt they throw Victor Martinez any chance. Josh Bard is decent. Doesn't have the defense that I'm looking for. What do they have for prospects that are not up yet? Maybe a guy that's not all that great, but would have some potential. Oh, Grady Sizemore, I'd love to get, but there's zero chance. I doubt it. Yeah, doesn't even have anything that makes it work. Ryan Garco is interesting, has the defense. Couple years away on the bat, though. I doubt we can make this work. Ooh, we can make this work. For Andy Cisco, which is a lefty, 6'10", big kid. Doesn't have a whole lot there. Not a lot of potential. I don't love the extreme fly ball for somebody who doesn't have the elite stuff. I don't hate that. If I look at Angie Cisco, we're improved by $5 million. We get a good lefty. We get a better catcher upgrade. The bat's not there, but he's already an elite defensive catcher. He's a good personality. Yeah, I think this is the trade I have to make. Garko is too interesting. Again, not a guy that ended up being great in real life. He only had a handful of years. Never was a great player. 218 WAR in 2007 is good. In 289, 292, good contact guy. But I think this is a trade I just have to go through. All right, what are we looking for shops? That is all of our shops, I think, for today. We'll jump ahead a day. Get a couple coaches. And we're going to go right back to shopping players. And these guys end up in the Major League roster. Pitching wise, somebody has to go down. Let's see. Merker, Borowski, Remlinger. Merker's the weird one up here. So we're going to start by transactions. Demote AAA. Refuses to be demoted. In that case, trade option, shop player around. Who do I not have a lot of faith in? Let's go Jerry Blevins. See if we can get a younger guy. A couple older pitchers. BJ Surhoff's an interesting catcher. Doesn't have the defense anymore, though. Benji Molina, interesting player, doesn't strike out. David Eckstein. Shout out to Ryan Cohen, favorite player. Great defender, decent hitter. Oh, let's see. Scott Williamson's interesting. Alan Embry's both interesting. Oh, neither of them look. Oh, Scott Williamson is going to be my favorite look so far. We'll see. Williamson's kind of my bookmarked. John Garland's an interesting starter, inning guy. Damaso Marte. Not great. I'd like more than 3 pitches for that. Ryan Ludwig would be fun. Good outfielder. Sitting in AAA right now. That's kind of my go-to right now. Bob Wickman's fun. Just look at this dude. That's just an awesome look. Goatee. 6'1", 210. I don't think he's 210, that pitcher. Carlos Pena could bring him back into Chicago. I believe in real life ended up with some Chicago time. Yes, he did in 2011, much later, but Carlos Pena, of course, being a great Tiger, great Ray. I believe he had a little couple years in Rays. He was good. Hits the ball well, but don't need a first base. Derek Lee's got that locked down. Inge is a fun player. Royals, nothing there jumps out to me. Twins. Kyle Loesch is a fun pitcher. Doug not even going to try tonight. Christian Guzman's a fun little infielder. Orlando El Duque. Good curveball changeup. Getting paid, not very much. Early on in his career, not a bad idea. Just don't want necessarily another reliever here. Chad Bradford, one of my favorite pitchers from his time. Good control, good home run limiting, good movement. Extreme ground ball. He's a humble guy. He's super tempting. I think I can get a couple of these guys. Chigutoshi Asagawa. One of my favorite players growing up just because his name is awesome. Playing Ken Griffey Jr.'s N64 game. Super fun game. This guy became one of my favorites. He's 35 now, though. Getting paid more than I'd like to pay him. If he's a free agent, maybe you look into it, but I'm not trading for him. JJ Putz had an MLB career. George Sherrill. Good stuff. Good couple pitches. I don't love the extreme fly ball. Can bring Victor Zambrano, Matt Diaz, Delman Young. So Braves offering some of their young players. R.A. Dickey. This is pre-knuckleball R.A. Dickey. Not good. Jays Hinsky is interesting. Oh, nothing here jumping out. Aaron Boone, good second baseman, had a couple good years. Brian Fuentes, Mark Sweeney. Oh, nothing here jumping over those athletic steals. Hideo Nomo, another one of my favorite players growing up, Japanese Tornado. Just fell off a cliff after that young early career. at this point. Just not the same player. Cesar Asturis was a good defender. And nothing is really Al Leiter, only 38 this time. He's got like 13 years left. Again, that's being sarcastic. Todd Pratt's interesting. Marlon Byrd, again, future Cub. Mike Gonzalez, John Grabo. John Grabo's interesting as a reliever. Although I just think I want younger guys right now. Cal Eldred, Iowa, shout out. Cedar Rapids, about 2 hours from where I grew up. Other than that, nobody really jumps out. So I think we're kind of between two offers. We're looking at Scott Williamson, who's going to be an elite bullpen guy, 28 years old, ends up being a Cub for a little bit. On a 1-year contract and arbitration eligible. Let's see if I can throw more there. I just think the better player right now is Chad Bradford. Gonna get ground balls, gonna draw outs. Another one, cheap, not eligible for arbitration, though it does hurt. I just don't think they're gonna have enough prospects to trade. Again, Ray's another interesting one. Delman Young's a fun player. Matt Diaz is a fun young player. I'm going to go with Williams. He's got arbitration. Let's see. What do we got for prospects they'd be willing to trade? Love Euclid. There's no way in the world they'd trade that. John Lester, again, same thing. Not going to make that work anyway. Pavel Bond ends up being a really good closer. For those who don't know, not a great person. Good Flip Marshall. Not worth it. Anibal Sanchez. Not even going to consider it. I don't see any other guys that are jumping out here. What about active guys they'd be willing to trade? Again, would love Nomar, one of my favorite players of all time. My dad's favorite player of all time. I don't think there's any chance we can get Nomar, not even money-wise. Look towards the bottom here. Old Tim Wakefield would be fun as a knuckleballer. Bullpen guy. Young Hung Kim had a couple good years. Derek Lowe was a good pitcher for a long time. Bill Mueller, Kevin Millar. I just don't think there's anything there. Let's see if we can keep them to keep some money. They might be able to keep this whole contract. Oh, not the whole thing. So we're losing a little money on this offer. But we get a better pitcher. We lose Blevins, which I don't have high hopes for. Their money is in the tank right now. We're going to do that. Yeah, he's not a great person in the locker room, but he's very good at what he does. He's not going to be a closer, though. Now we look at pitching. Now one of these righties have to go, which is LaTroy. Again, he's so good, but $6.6 million. I think I can do better. Let's see what they can offer for him. Just straight up, no prospects. Ooh, not a lot of good guys. Might need to add a prospect in because of that contract. Sean Gallagher, good stuff, good curveball. 18, we'll see. Sean Marshall could be very good, lefty. Sean Marshall, Sean Gallagher. Sean Gallagher's 18. I think he's too far away for me to actually be interested. See if we can throw him in there and have anything interesting. Oh, any MLB players? Tom Glavine's old butt. No, nothing there. Let's say if we retain 75% of his contract, I'll keep some money on to flip him for a better player. Benji Molina, BJ Suroff. I would love a better catcher. Ben Davis, no. Toby Hall, no. Charles Johnson, Second chance at him. Doesn't hit with great contact, but rips the ball. We'll see. Charles Johnson's tempting. Mike Redmond, great blocking, decent framing, is about the opposite. Todd Pratt's not good defensively. Let's see if I can flip this for a catcher. I'm going to look entirely at framing here. I want somebody's going to steal some pitches. Oh, no. I'm not going to look at anyone under 40. Good first baseman. Eric Munson. Good framing, not much else. I mean, Charles Johnson might be the guy. Not a great framer. Good blocking, good arm. Drives doubles. Paid 5.5. Just insane. Mike Redmond, better defender, better contact, cheaper. Man, that's not great. Let's see. Is there anyone I can add in here that might help? Rich Hill. Oh, we'll jump ahead one more day. Who do I not care about? Really, Ryan Terrio. Matt LaCroix puts a new name on there. He is a bad catcher. Charles Johnson, Todd Pratt. Let's try Rich Hill, a little higher prospect. Yes, I know I'm basically bombing my farm system right now, but I'm trying to get a team that's competitive, and we'll see if we can rebuild the farm through drafts. Charles Johnson again. Just not a lot of catchers being offered for these guys. Oh, Sean Marshall's a guy I'd like to keep. Marmol I'd like to keep. Soto and Garco I'm keeping. Gallagher 18. We'll see if we can flip him for anything. And LaTroy. Yeah, just the same guy. So not a lot of value in LaTroy Hawkins right now as a catching trade. See if we just do Sean Gallagher straight up. Martin Maldonado, for those who know, is a great defensive catcher. Can't hit, saves life. Surhoff again. Kelly Shoppich. Nobody's jumping out here. Ooh, Grandpa Rossi. Good power, good gap power, decent defensive catcher. Love the dude. Just don't think he's the right fit for this team right now. Alright, that trade's not going to happen. Let's see. We got to move some guys. Lineup wise, Trinidad Hubbard, like the dude. He's going AAA. Refused to be demoted, so that means he is getting traded. Let's see if we can get a young guy for him. Not a single offer, so let's throw a prospect in. Somebody like... do Ronnie Cedeno. Oh, no more shop attempts. We'll jump ahead one more day. Try again for Ronnie Cedeno. Oh, a couple different faces. Nobody worth anything. No prospects. I can just stash the minors for a couple years. Let's try Randy Wells. Again, 50 potential might be able to get me something. Alan Embry's here again. BJ Surhoff's here again. Gabe Kapler, future manager. Byung Hung Kim, interesting reliever. Sandy Jr. Unfortunately, just a little too old at this point. Jason Berret's interesting. Ryan Ludwig, I can come back and get. That might be the option. Kyle Lowe should be interesting. Getting paid a little too much for to sit in the minors. Ruben Sierra's old self. Can come back and still get Chad Bradford and Rincon. Moneyball star Ricardo Rincon, Chad Bradford, one of my favorite pitchers from the era, Submarine Dude. Can get Shiggy. This is actually a pretty decent trade-off for Jan Hopeless Park. Oh, Paul Bird, Mark DeRosa. Now look at the Reds. Nothing jumps out. Rockies, nothing jump out. Dale Nomo. Again, a lot of names we've seen in other trades. Al Leiter, Mike Stanton. Not the Giancarlo, future Mike Stanton, but Mike Gonzalez, Nigel Morgan. Yeah, so I think clear offers up here towards the top. Two names are jumping out right now. Ryan Ludwig, who ends up being a good defensive player, has some bat skills. Or looking down here, some of our relievers. Chad Bradford, Rincon. I'm trying to shed some major league contracts, so I think right now the younger Ryan Ludwig is the way to go. Saving us some money. Gets a spot open and call that good. Yes, I know, not a great trade. Lost them, set up the minors for now. Alright, so let's see what we're looking at. Dusty gets a staff bullpen again. I'm not going to change these staff and bullpens. Again, I'm playing a true GM, so I'm not going to micromanage. I think Dusty Baker, as the manager, is going to be able to make the lineups, make whatever he sees fit, and see if we can work some things out of it. I don't love having Glendon Rush to start over Cliff Lee, but I don't hate it either. Let Cliff Lee get some confidence in majors. Again, I like that rotation. Actually, I'd probably switch these two just to have a lefty earlier, but that's just me. Got two lefties, bunch of righties. I don't hate that bullpen. Lineup wise, still having against righties the pitcher bat 8, which is a choice. Michael Young at second, which I really like. I think that's a natural position. Good contact, should be on base. Derek Lee at first, Hollinsworth in left, which is what I wanted. Has good range. Gonna play good defense, hits good power. Sosa batting 4, Rami batting 5, Patterson 6, Alex Gonzalez at short, which is a good defensive short, which I'm looking for. I hate this catcher situation, but I just don't have a better option right now. I don't think any of the catchers are ready in AAA. Garco's there, but if you look, just the batting's not there. Could be a September call-up, depends on how he works in AAA. Let's do this quick. Now I'm thinking about it. Is there any free agent catchers that are interesting? There is not. Chris Widger, not a good defensive catcher. I'd really like to find one for trade, but I don't think I can get one without giving up a good prospect. Felix PA is a fun player, but if I can flip him for a catcher, I might. Actually, let's do this. I know for the spot anyways. Paul Baker, what can you get me as a catcher backup? Nobody. Okay, Baker might stay as a backup. See what we can get here. Sandy Jr. again, decent catcher. Doesn't strike out. Just not a whole lot of nothing. Oh, is there anyone else we don't need? Grunzelanek, I don't think ends up. He gets kind of passed up for Michael Young. So let's jump ahead one more day and see if we can flip PA and Grunzelanek for a catcher. Gets me some contract in there. All right, what if I retain some of that contract? Can get a BJ Surhoff at 39. Hits well. Defense isn't there anymore. Josh Bard, no. Dusty Wathan gets first baseman. Matt LaCroix, terrible defensive catcher. No. And Charles Johnson just keeps popping back up. Mike Redmond is very good at blocking, good framer, has some contact. Oh, might do that. I like gap power more than contact, though. Let's see. Let's do this. Where'd he go? Charles Johnson. But you need to keep some of that money. Let's see if we can cheat this up. That's a guy I'm not even going to think about using. Actually saves me a lot of money. At this point, Guzman, Ryan Terrio, Wellmeyer. Has a good changeup. Doesn't fit anything else though, and I don't really need him. See if that'll save me $1 million or $2 million. Oh, I don't hate this. Gotta bump Grunzelonics retain here. Alright, we're losing some money, but we're getting a better player in. Let's complete this. That's a bad trade, but unfortunately it's what I need to do. Charles Johnson comes in as the starting catcher now. Alex Gonzalez still sits at short, not a great hitter, but it's going to play that good defense. With the DH, Todd Walker slides in DH, which I like. Again, pitching-wise, we'll see. But yeah, with that, we're going to kind of jump ahead here, watch this first game. Playing against Cincinnati with Aaron Harang. We're going to, offensive strategy is all going to be AI. We're just going to be there to watch. And our first game of the year. Michael Young leads off the season at Great American Ballpark. So welcome to the start of the regular season here in Cincinnati. Today the Reds and the Cubs will duke it out. It's partly cloudy, temperature 47 degrees, hitting-friendly conditions. Aaron Harang takes him out for the Reds. Here's Michael Young. He's lead off first. Right here, Rocks fires. Got him swinging. That was a changeup. Michael Young strikes out. Derek Lee, two-hitter. Rips it to the shortstop. Barry Larkin's there. Closes the glove on it. 2 outs. Todd Hollandsworth batting 3 now. It's a looper to center. Right to him. It's going to be an easy fly out to Griffey Jr. Cubs sent down 1-2-3. And now Pryor takes the bump against Ryan Friel. Pryor gets the curveball past him for first strikeout of the game, first strikeout of the season. That leads up Sean Casey, contacting the first baseman. Pryor gets him to ground ball. It is an easy ground out to Pryor, makes the throw. 2 gone, Pryor with both outs of the game so far. Now Austin Kearns, right fielder. Pryor winds and deals. On a full count, leads to a ball 4. Reds get the first base runner and leads up to a powerful Ken Griffey Jr. Let's see if Pryor can get out of this. 2-2 count, gets him swinging on the final out. Retired, decides and strikeout. 2 strikeouts, no hits, 1 walk. And the Cubs come up to the top of the second. Sammy Sosa leads off. Curveball, strike 3 called. Sosa goes down looking. Next we have Rami coming up. Hits a looper right center field. Caught by the second baseman. Next we have Corey Patterson. Winds and deals. Rips one down the right field line. Back, and gone. Corey Patterson with the first run of the Cubs season. A deep 348-yard bomb to right field. And the Chicago takes the lead 1-0 on the first hit of the game. Next we have catcher Charles Johnson. A late addition here to this Cubs team. Winds and delivers. Bloops it to center field. Griffey goes back. Makes the jumping catch. Cubs take 1-0 lead. Pryor comes in dealing the bottom of the second. Adam Dunn hits a hard ground ball right, full count, second base. Young fields a toss to Lee for this first out of the inning. Again, Jimenez, 0-2 count, strike 3 and a slider, struck him out for his third strikeout of the game. Jason LaRue's in now. Hits a high fly ball at center field. No correction, right to the second baseman. Michael Young catches, gets the third out of the inning, and sides retired 1-2-3. Again, bottom 8-9-1 up for the Cubs. Gonzalez, Pryor, Michael Young. Alex Gonzalez has a little bit of power in that bat. Hits a hard ground ball to the shortstop. Larkin fields it, makes a good throw to first. Now Mark Pryor, the pitcher, strikes out swinging on a 1-2 count on that changeup. And back to top order, Michael Young. Struck out the first time. This time hits a liner to right field. This one's going to be caught by Kearns. Cubs still lead 1-0. Coming to the bottom of the third here. Pryor still dealing. Strikes out. Larkin now up to Harang, pitcher. Should be another easy out for the Cubs. This time is another strikeout. High velocity fastball. Back to the top of the order with Ryan Friel. Hits a lazy ground ball to Ramos Ramirez at third. Makes the tough throw. Great grab by Derek Lee, and that's another hitless inning. Derek Lee up to bat now. Full count again. Again, 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts on a full count for Derek Lee. Next we have Todd Hollinsworth. Bloops, a little odor to left field, is going to fall down. And he's going to hold it first base for a base hit. Cubs have a base run with 1 out. Now Sammy Sosa, dangerous right-hand hitter, up to bat. Rips one to third base. This is going to be an easy double play for the Reds. And that's going to end the inning. Sosa grounds a double play. The sides retired. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on. Cubs still up 1-0. Going to the bottom of the 4th. Pryor still dealing. Sean Casey strikes him out on an 0-2 pitch. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. Now looking at Kearns. 0-2 count. Watches strike 3 go by. Up to 7 strikeouts. Now into Griffey. Big fly ball to center field. Makes an easy catch on his Corey Patterson, who's still responsible for the only run of the game. Reds go 1-2-3. 2 strikeouts from Pryor. Scores unchanged. Still 1-0 Cubs. Ramos Ramirez leading off the inning here at the 5-hole. Rips one to left field. An easy catch. Rate it done. Corey Patterson up. Had a homer last time at bat. This time, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Corey Patterson goes down swinging. Aaron Harang up to 5 strikeouts in the game and just shy of 5 innings. Charles Johnson, the catcher, up to bat. Johnson bloops one to center field. Griffey back and makes the easy catch just shy of the warning track. End of the 5th, Chicago. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Cubs still up 1-0. Pryor going into his 5th inning of work, still dealing 7 strikeouts. This one to Dunn. Low and away, ball 4. Leadoff hitter is on base, Adam Dunn. Good stealer, not a lot of speed. Jimenez just going to need a ground ball. Bunts it foul. Popped up, dropped in foul territory. Now we have 2-2 count on Jimenez. Ground ball shortstop with the hit and run on. Gonzalez has to go to first base. Dunn makes it safely to second on the hit and run. Again, a hit and run just saved a double play and saved the Reds a base runner. Now we have Jason LaRue up with runner on second. This time way behind the first strikeout. Fires up to 8 on the game. Barry Larkin up now. Bloops one to second base. Michael Young up and fields it. Makes the out at first, and the Reds strand a run. Cubs still lead 1-0. End of 5. Harang now top of 6. Gonzalez up. Hits a slow roll at the middle. Larkin's going to have to make a play on it. Makes the quick throw. Does get Gonzalez out at first. Pryor set to hit now. 0-2 count. Just sits and watches it. Bye-bye, Mr. Pryor. Harang with the 6th strikeout. And back to the top of the order, Michael Young. 0-for-2 in the game. This time rips one to center field. Griffey back to the warning track and catches it just shy. Michael Young put a good ride on it. Cubs still up 1-0. Unfortunately, go 1-2-3 in that inning. Bottom 6 now for the Reds. Pryor still leading up to 8 strikeouts. Aaron Boone steps in to hits a soft grounder to Gonzalez, throws the ball out at first. Pryor still dealing through 5 1/3. Ryan Friel up, low and away, draws a walk. That's Pryor's 3rd walk of the game. Friel, a great base runner. We'll see if they test Charles Johnson behind the plate. And he is off. Low, no throw by Johnson. He can't handle it. Freeze there with stolen base. Again, another one. Could potentially see him going 3rd here. This time he stays low. Strike. Just catch the bottom of the zone. Fastball, strike 3. Strikes out looking. Gets 2nd out. Reds now in danger. Runner on 2nd. Base hit scores a run. Austin Kearns up. Low and outside, ball 4. Pryor starting to struggle here. We'll see if Baker comes to make a change or if he lets him pitch to Griffey. He does throw one, full count, ball 4, loads the bases to Griffey. Walk number 5 by Pryor, back-to-back runners. Adam Dunn up now. Ground ball just missed. Hollingsworth will hurry back in. This time the Reds net 2 and take the lead. Pryor gets the ground ball, but unfortunately can't be fielded by Gonzalez. LaTroy Hawkins comes into the game now. Pryor takes a seat after that. Hawkins gets the ground ball to Young. Young fields it, bobbles it. Griffey across the plate. Reds get another run on an error by the 2nd baseman. Cubs just not being able to get the last out of the inning. All this coming with 2 outs, just can't finish it. Right back to Young, gets another chance. This time fields it cleanly, makes the throw, and gets out of the inning. 3 runs for Cincinnati. Now take a 3-1 lead as we go into the top of the 7th. Not a great defensive inning for the Cubs. Derek Lee steps to bat, trying to earn one back. Bullpen coming in now. Jimmy Haynes for the Reds. Derek Lee sits on this one, rips it down left field, just shy into the warning track. Adam Dunn hauls it in. Next we have Todd Hollingsworth, digs into the bat. Hits a little lazy blooper up the middle. Is going to be enough to sneak through and get on base. Cubs get a base runner. See if we can tighten this gap here. Again, Sammy Sosa is somebody you can equalize with one swing. We'll see if they give him a chance. Slider, strike 2. Catcher fires it back to first. Hollingsworth is able to sneak back in. Sosa, 1-2 count, 1 out. Let's see if he can drive one in here. Rips to the shortstop. Easy double play to Larkin. Throws over, ends the inning for the Cubs. Sosa with another double play. 7th inning stretch. Barry Larkin comes up. Bloops under right field, right at Sosa for an easy out. Next you have John Vanderwall. 3-1 count, takes ball 4, gets the free base. Hawkins kind of stretching into his little stamina right now. We'll see if he can get out of the inning here with a quick double play. And ump calls a balk on LaTroy Hawkins. Gets rid of the double play. This time gets the ground ball at 2nd base. Would have been a double play without the balk call. Questionable ref or umping, but again, Reds catch a break. Now they're threatening. Runner on 3rd, 2 outs. Sean Casey up. Rips one to right center field. This one is back and gone. And Hawkins just grooves one, and Sean Casey just bounces that lead up to 5-1. That could be the ball game for the Cubs. That could have been the dagger. This one ground ball first base. Got another run with 2 outs though. Cubs now down 4. Need to make a late inning surge here. Top of the 8. New pitcher coming in. Aramis Ramirez up to plate. Luke Hudson is the pitcher. And hits Ramirez down to first base. And Cubs have a base runner. Corey Patterson up, hit a home run earlier. Rips this one to left field. Back. Does he have a second one? Corey Patterson hits a 2nd one on the day. And that cuts the lead in half. Puts the Cubs down 5-3. Still no outs. Cubs starting to surge in this inning. Charles Johnson rips it to the shortstop. Easy play by Barry Larkin. Next we have Todd Walker coming in. See if we can get this rally back up. Walker rips it down the line. Should be good for 2. Might have hit a little too hard. He's going to be able to slide in safely at second. Big double. Great hit there by the bottom of the lineup. And now Ramon Martinez pinch hitting. 0-2 count, swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 outs. Top of the order, Michael Young. Base hit here, scores a run. Keeps the inning alive. Rips it between the 5th, 3rd, and short. Able to field it and get out of the inning without too much damage done. Looking bottom 8, Cubs down 5-3. Able to get 2. Kyle Farnsworth subbed in the game here. Griffey Jr.'s up. Rips under right field. Easy play by Sosa. Next we have Adam Dunn. Single in 6. Put him up 2-1. Struck him out looking. Farnsworth having a good 8th here. Diego Jimenez reached on error, drove in a run last time. Strikes him out again. Farnsworth, 2 strikeouts, gets out of the inning harmless. And now the Cubs have down to the last 3. Can they get 2 runs here tied up? 3rd one to take the lead here going to the bottom of the 9th. Derek Lee, a good guy to have up to start here. Watches strike 3. Just a killer decision there. Hollinsworth steps in, has had a good game. Rips another one to right field. This one is caught. Ends up 2-4 in there with 2 singles. Sosa down to the last out. Has hit 2 double plays so far, and this time just struck out on a sinker over. Day for Sosa, just not a great day for the Cubs offense. Again, 1 bad inning. Error just kind of really put us behind the ball. Again, Corey Patterson, 2 home runs, great. Pryor had a great start, unfortunately gave up some runs there late. Team let Troy Hawkins down there in the field with that bobble to give up another run. But with that, I think we're going to take a stop here. Thanks for watching. This has been the Gaming Math Teacher. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and be ready for part 2 when we dig a little bit more into the season, see if we can get to the All-Star break.